Hi, so today I am going to be doing a live about how your beliefs, sorry, I just hit myself, how your beliefs affect your business. Let's do this. So if you don't know me already or you're new to the group, I know we've had some new people coming in. My name is Mariana and I help impact-driven entrepreneurs who are coaches and consultants to create, launch, and scale their six-figure group coaching programs so that they can finally have the freedom and the lifestyle that they want. And today was a perfect example of how this happened in my life. So my son has been complaining of a mouth ache for a few days. It's so cute how they can't figure out and say the right words, for their body parts. Hi, Lizette. So he was having a mouth ache and it was like a sore throat essentially. And I looked at the back of his throat. I'm like, yeah, he's got strep throat. So I brought him in and he in fact does have strep throat. So we've been hair messy, running around. I was taking the dog to the groomer and trying to figure out this whole thing with my son and having a team call. And that is the beauty of having a flexible business, right? I could be off, I could have the time to devote to my son and to take my dog where she needed to go, and I could still run my company, which was awesome. So normally it's not that chaotic, but also this is #MomLife, right? Hey Tiffany, how are you? So today we're going to talk about beliefs because I think it's important, and this is all related, by the way. It's not just a tangent, self-indulgent about my life. What our beliefs are about life, about business, about juggling this piece is so critical to how we show up in our business, what our results are, and how we continue to grow and prosper in our business. So what happens is you have parts of your brain. As you know, my background's in brain surgery, so I get really into the nerdy stuff. So if I go too far down the nerdy rabbit hole, just reel me back in. But basically you have this part of your brain called the reticular activating system, which is looking for confirmation of things that it believes. And so your beliefs really do seem true because you are always looking, your brain is always looking for evidence of that over and over and over again. So the cool and amazing thing about that though is that your brain, once you start to feed it the beliefs that you want, right, it will actually start to use this same system to confirm and create new neural networks and patterns with those new beliefs. And so belief change is, number one, absolutely possible, and number two, totally doable for you if you're implanting the beliefs that are going to serve you long term. So when I'm coaching with somebody, I will usually, first of all, in coaching, what I do is I start to see through our conversation what's happening with their beliefs. What are their current beliefs and what are the stories that they're telling themselves that may or may not be serving them for getting the things that they want. And this is how it usually shows up in business. So it could be like if you're a mom and you're juggling, life and business, it could be something like, okay, oh my gosh, my life is chaotic. I cannot show up as a CEO and run my household and do my business and make sure everybody is okay, alive and well, right? And so it could look like franticness or not having a good scheduling system or feeling just like you're out of alignment in that time, right? And one of the affirmations that I shared in this week's episode, so this week's episode on the podcast, if you haven't listened to it, I think Brandon just published it and posted about it. But if not, you can go to iTunes, Impact Driven Entrepreneur Podcast, and it shall come right up. It's about the 5 beliefs that I believe that help me to scale my business. And the first one was, I have time for everything that I want to do. And there's 4 other really good ones. But anyways, that is always true. And if it's something that you really, really want, you will make time for it. If you're not making time for it, that's where you start to feel really out of alignment because you're like, oh my gosh, I really want this thing, but it's not happening because you're not putting in the effort and all of that to make that happen. And so what I would challenge everyone to do is to examine your relationship with time? What is that relationship like? Are you telling yourself stories, or is your thought and belief that there's never enough time? Because if that's the case, that's what your reticular activating system is going to start to look out for and start to try to create. Instead, a more empowering story that you can tell yourself is, I have time for everything that I truly care about, or something along those lines. You can change the wording to make it match for you. Hi, Michelle, how are you? So I'd love to open up to questions, comments, concerns, etc., because I know this is a really loaded topic. And this example that I've given here today has been mostly about time, because that's what was really present for me today with what happened. But what's really, really interesting is that this same thing happens with every aspect of your life and business. So it can happen with money. It can happen with sales. I always talk about relationship with sales is so important. And nobody really talks about that, right? Like literally nobody in the industry is talking about what is your relationship with sales. And I try to foster with my kids like a great relationship with sales, because sales is your ability to help somebody, right? And we're always selling, right? Because we're always influencing our children to do certain things. We're selling them on a bedtime. We're selling them on the carrots and the peas. And, you know, we're always doing it. And usually if your intentions are good and you're in a good place, you're doing it for good, right? It is because you want your child to be healthy. It's because you want your child to be well rested, etc., right? And so as long as that's in alignment, like that is going to come off as a very loving, service-filled thing. So that is, I have all kinds of rants. I've gone all over the place, but I'd love to hear your thoughts. What questions, concerns, etc. do you have? Number one, comment, let me know. The time thing, is that a thing for you? Let me know. I'm happy to do more trainings on that. Actually, I know we're going to be doing a masterclass inside of my group program next month about time management and goal setting, because I think it's really important that like our goal setting, like the reason that a lot of the goals that we set stay a goal and something we want is a few things. One of them is because our beliefs are not in alignment with the person who has the goal. Sometimes it's people are working from a place of wanting it. Hi, Katie. They're working from a place of wanting it, which keeps it at a distance, rather than working from a place of having it, right? So those are some different ideas for you to start thinking about as you're looking at your thoughts. And all of this is rooted in, what are your thoughts about your business? What are your thoughts about different aspects of your business? Money with, hi Elizabeth, with money, with sales, right? With being a leader, with being a manager, right? I caught myself the other day saying to Katie, one of my friends, I was like, oh my gosh, managing is so hard, right? That is a belief I am holding. And every minute that I hold on to that belief, my reticular activating system, which if you're like, what the hell is that? I talked about it in the beginning of the video. It's a part of your brain that starts to want to look for specific and confirm. It basically creates confirmation bias. So it's trying to confirm things that you believe. And what happens is then my brain is looking for evidence of that. And, you know, if one of my employees might be, doing something, then I might think, oh my God, this is hard, right? But really, it's just my belief and my brain, my reticular activating system. The good thing is we have 100% control and power over that. And that is the beauty of what can happen when you start to take your own power back in your life and in your business, because then anything is possible. Then you can program and change your beliefs and your thoughts to be exactly what is going to get you to the next step. Or even, in my last live, I was like literally almost in tears, but I was talking about how you are enough and you are worthy, right? And for some people, that was a very big stretch, right? And so how can you create baby steps? How can you get into the beliefs that are going to serve you and are feeling more believable right now to you, and that you can start to create that confirmation bias. So kind of like a rant all over the place, but this is my message for you today. And for all the moms who are out there who are in this stage of like running your business and running your life and the work-life balance, know that you are not alone. This is not unique to being an entrepreneur and a mom. This is part of like being a mom. And so like you're going to have to coordinate these things whether you're a mom and an entrepreneur or not. Elizabeth says self-fulfilling prophecies. If you believe it's hard, that's how you're going to perceive it. Exactly. And so a question that I would ask is like, what are you believing is hard and that you're making hard? That it doesn't have to be. It does not have to be as hard as you're making it out to be. And so I want to leave you with that so you can really use your brain to actually move you forward with that question. So have an amazing, amazing day. I can't wait to chat with you guys soon. If you're not already registered, join us for the challenge. We're going to be doing a 5-day free coaching experience, we're calling it, but it's going to be like a challenge where I'm going to teach you how to fill your group program. And over those 5 days, you will actually be doing some sales activities. We have had people in the past who have done this process and gone through everything that I teach there and have gotten 47 confirmations for their group program with my free training. So you want to be registered. It's at impactdrivenentrepreneur.com/full group. Again, impactdrivenentrepreneur.com/full group, or you can text full group to 44222 and you can join us there. I can't wait to have you in the free coaching experience, and I can't wait to really help you hand in hand. The people that were in the last challenge and this is why we changed it to calling it a free coaching experience, because they were so transformed. One of the girls had been working on her website for literally like a year or more and launched it by the end, even though the challenge was not about a website, but it got her moving in her business. And there was another girl who actually launched a group program. There was somebody else who finally started owning her services and more than 10x'd her pricing because she was super undercharging. So I want to share with you that like all of this stuff that I'm teaching you, you want to go out there and take action on it. I am here for you in this group. Like, this is why I want to do the work that I do, because even in these free coaching experiences, in this group, in these places where I'm providing support to you, you can be changed and moved through to the next level of your life. And I want to give you that gift. So, all right, have an amazing day, and I will chat with you guys soon. Bye.